Oh, I've been busting nuts all day for this. We have some new banner news. That's all I wanted. All I wanted to know was what was going to be in the new banners, who was going to be in the new banner AIs, and boy oh boy. I mean, you're probably going to see in that thumbnail, but it's going to be pretty amazing. It's going to be pretty amazing. It's going to be pretty amazing. Mika. Mika's a... I don't want to say it. Mika's a defender.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Hey, what's going on, builders? Krosama here. And yes, it's true. Mikazuki, however you want to say him, he's a goddamn defender. And we're going to take a look at him. We're going to take a look at just why. Why is he a defender? I had full confidence in my foreseeing abilities that he was going to be an infighter. But maybe there's like one person that kind of guessed it, but not me. I didn't guess that at all. So let's go ahead and take a look at Mika. Okay, and here is mine. Obviously, I don't have mine completely powered up. So I'm going to go to max value because obviously I think a lot of people are still going to gold him. But let's take a look. So the first thing I am looking at is the goddamn Defender pilot license. Why? Why Bandai? Yeah, one job. Now, a lot of people have been saying that he's a defender because in the kind of arc that both the Gusion and the Barbados fought, he was kind of like defending and protecting the ship and, the people, or the cargo, I think, because I think they were transporting cargo, and so he had to defend that. I get it, but that doesn't make any sense. Like, technically, with that explanation, every goddamn Gundam pilot is a goddamn defender. They're protecting something. They're protecting a loved one. They're protecting a colony. They're protecting a group of people, assets, other mobile suits. They're protecting something. So I still don't think that Mika should have been a goddamn defender. He should have been an infighter. The stats I'm fine with. I only have one singular problem, and that is the pilot license. But let's take a look at these stats. These stats aren't bad. A lot of people are, trying to say like, oh, he doesn't have 1,602 goddamn attack and like 0, shot attack. Well, if you look at the actual build of the Barbados, there's a lot of emphasis on close range shot attack with the smooth bore. So I get a little bit more of an emphasis on the shot attack because there is an increase with the close range shot attacks. So I'm fine with this. Like, I'm completely content. Armor's obviously pretty lacking, but hey, everything else is pretty decent. I think the defenses are okay. Power type attribute, that's in line with the Barbados. Now looking at the parts trade, this is something that I'm actually really happy about. Parts trade with power attribute, which you will be. Initial EX skill charge boosted 20%. Now that's obviously a full charge. I only have one, so my initial is going to be as a whopping 6. It's still pretty good. 6% on the initial charge. I think I shaved it was like 2 seconds off of my Trans Am when I used them with my Barbados. I have like another separate Barbados build. But I think it also shaved like 3 seconds off the mace. So really good, to be honest. Like, I think that's an amazing parts trait, especially paired up with the mace, because you're going to get an iron impact significantly faster if you're pulling multiple Mikazukis. Now look at word tag. Word tag is pro tag, which obviously you're going to want that. That's a 10% increase on your melee attack. And for desert, not really too bad. Obviously it's he's desert, Mars and all that. So I'm actually fine with the desert terrain one, but the pro tag is the most important. And yeah, I think that's like that is 100% significantly the best word tag Mika could have had. So all around, this is still not a bad pilot whatsoever. In fact, I think it is an amazing pilot. That parts trait alone, the initial cooldown being charged faster, or having a percentage boosted, that's amazing. And I think the rest of the stats are pretty damn good by themselves. But just paired up and synced with the Barbados, no, it's not cash money. Now, aside from all the Miku drama, let's take a look at the banner, because we do have a new banner, we do have a new event, so we're going to take a look at the banner real quick, and then after that, we're going to roll right into the event, take a look at that, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so we are going to have the Wing Gundam and the Force Impulse Gundam. Not really excited about either one. I really don't care about the original Wing Gundam. If it was a Wing Zero, not Wing Zero Custom, not Wing Zero Custom EW or Wing Zero EW or Proto Wing Zero, if it was Wing Zero TV version, that is my favorite version of the Wing thus far. They had that one, cool. I don't hate the Force Impulse. I think it's actually a really cool suit, but I don't really care about it in this game. Like in this game, I'm really just targeting my most favorite mobile suits, and that's like Crossbone, F91, you know, Barbatos, which I have completed. I would have loved to have all the Zeta, didn't get all that though. But yeah, like I'm not really too invested already. But let's take a look at the parts. So we do have the wings head, just going to be some Vulcans lowering some defenses. And if you notice, the shot attack is actually really goddamn good. So really amazing on that shot attack for the wing. And for the body is kind of meh. Now, self-destruct is easily the most meme-worthy EX skill to date. It is at max level 10, but yeah, so self-destruct category, physical melee, which is pretty good. So piercings D, power A, which is fantastic stats. Cooldown 21 seconds, first time 6 seconds. That is an immediate self-destruction. So self-destruct an explosion that engulfs foes around you. Take 90% damage to max armor. This isn't like take 90% of your current armor. Like if you're at 45% health at the moment, you're not taking 90% of 45. You're dying. You're dead, my boy. So obviously, if you're 91% of health at the moment, you're gonna live at 1% of health. So I think it's a really decent skill. It's a very risky skill. Now, I would say maybe pair this up with the Blitz Head, because it'd be interesting to do this and immediately heal yourself. Or the Archer, whatever healing part you want to use. You can't use the Alex's body, but you can use the Blitz Head, and I think that's pretty cool. So if you really want to use this, I mean, it'd be interesting to see in arenas, but I didn't pull it, so I'm leaving it up to y'all. So we're taking a look at the arms. The arms melee is going to be really good with a 2785, and take a look at the parts trait. When armor is 70% or less, enemy melee power reduced 30%. So that's pretty good. It's kind of giving you a little bit of protection. So if you do use self-destruct pretty much as soon as the battle starts, you have a little bit of protection from melee-oriented attacks. So that's not really bad at all. And we're taking a look at the legs, so you are going to have pretty average perimeters. When armor is 70% or less, long shot attack raised 20%, so that's pretty good. So you can dish out some really good energy blast from your Buster Rifle with this part. I think it's pretty good if you definitely want to utilize this. This could be something that's interesting if future parts kind of do more like self-inflicted damage. So you're like, okay, you lose 40% of total armor, but you gain like X amount of buffs. Like, I think that would be something that, like a berserker mode almost. So that'd be pretty interesting to see. So that way you can activate certain traits like this. And we're looking at the backpack, so perimeter is going to be pretty average once again. Parts traits: when armor is 70% or less, long shot attack raised 20%. So yeah, that's a long shot attack. So that's exactly what we had over here. So I'm kind of wondering if that's stacking right there. So long shot attack, long shot attack. Yeah, I mean, this could essentially be stacking. So, I mean, you're going to have 20% on top of another 20% worth of stats, which is really good. I mean, me personally, I think that would be a really good investment, especially when using that self-destruct actual, like, EX skill. Now with the Beam Saber, it's going to have really good melee attack. Now looking at the parts traits, long shooter job gauge increase boosted 17%. So that's just meaning the rate at which it's going, it's going to increase, by 17%. So I think it only increases by 1%. Like, I think it's only 1% like a second or something like that. Maybe not 1% a second, because that would take forever. I I forgot the rate at which it recharges, but it's not a very fast recharge. So throwing a 17% on top of that, it's definitely going to boost it up for the long shooter category. Hey, we'll take a look at the Buster Rifle. So this one's going to actually have an EX ability, Beam Shot A+, which is really damn good. I remember someone saying that there was no such thing as an A+, but I was like, I've definitely seen it before. If I haven't seen it before, then this may be the first time, but I'm pretty sure I've seen a A+ in a slot, you know, so someone was kind of goofing on that one. But this is going to have an A+, a C- in power, so this is a really goddamn good EX skill already, because this is like some of the highest like stats within piercing and power combined that I've seen. Cooldown 79 seconds, first time 20 seconds, so it's going to take a minute. Fire a rifle rivaling a warship's main battery at full output. I would definitely love to see this. Like, I kind of wish you can see like maybe on a side right here if they had like a example EX, you know, so you could like see the EX skill in actual, you know, motion. Just that way you can kind of get a feel and if it's maybe even worth, you know, trying to even pull for. But I mean, with those stats and, you know, the parameters, I think this is definitely going to be a great weapon to use. Hey, we're looking at the shield. This one's actually going to have melee attack and shot attack, which is really good. So looking at the shield bash, you're going to have a physical melee, D in pierce, B+ in power. Cooldown's going to be 6 seconds, 21 seconds after. Unleash attacks with the beam saber in your shield. Raise your melee attack by 19%. This is really good, like really, really good. Any chance that you can do like massive damage and then get a buff from said damage, like, you know, basically from this EX skill, that's amazing. That's why I love the Trans Am raid so much, because it's giving you and your squad an entire melee boost. So something like this, I think, would pair extremely well with any melee-oriented suit. So, honestly, I really would like to pull for this. Unfortunately, the word tags wouldn't match up to any mobile suit that I would really have this in mind. But having this would be really, really good just to get that melee attack buff up pretty much for a good duration of the match. Okay, now we're moving on to the Force Impulse. So once again, some great shot attack right there. Gundam type for Tundra. Not really feeling for that for Tundra. But when armor is 40% or more, shooting crit rate boosted 30%. Once again, this is at a max of 10 level, but that is amazing. Like, super goddamn good. Any kind of crit rates that you can get is going to be really good. So this is going to be, you know, have a little more emphasis on the shooting aspect. So I would, if I had this head, like, I have it on my alt, so my alt is using this right now, but if I have this one on my main account, I would probably throw it on the new Gundam, to be honest. Yeah, this would just be a really, really good item to have on the new Gundam. But yeah, that's kind of like my thought on that. Hey, we're looking at the body. I actually did pull the body, so when I did my banner pulls, the first banner pull, guess what? I didn't pull anything. It was just a trash 10 times pull. The second go around, I did get the Force Impulse body, so not too bad. You know, the perimeters are really good. I really think the defenses are not bad. This is, yeah, basically just some Vulcan stuff on your chest. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it. It's physical shot, piercing is A, power D, magazine of 11. Nah, there's no buff. There's no debuffs. I don't think it's good. And we'll take a look at the Force Impulse arms. I would say the melee attack is pretty lacking, but you know, it kind of makes up for it with the defenses. Now taking a look at the parts trait with power attribute, which it is. Strong melee crit rate boosted 30%. That's not bad, but it's only for strong melee. So strong melee being like you know, kind of like your finisher melee attacks whenever you're doing your combos. So I don't think it's really that great. I mean, it's kind of good for PvE, but for PvP, if it was just melee crit rate, oh god, I would try and get these in an instant, because I would definitely like to throw those on my my arena sumo / Barbatos suit. But yeah, I don't think these arms are horrible. I think they actually do have a place. Unfortunately, those word tags are not going to be that great, and it's not really going to be activating, I would say, anything that's really close to what you're going to need for melee. Okay, now we're taking a look at the legs. So legs are pretty good when it comes to those defenses. Take a look at the EX skill, rapid thrust. I actually did see this in action. Someone posted it on Facebook. It's a physical melee, D, power A-, cooldown 21 seconds. First time 6 seconds. So they were saying like this is like a top tier EX skill. I don't really think it is. I think it's good, but you can be interrupted, and I think you can be interrupted fairly easy because all you're doing is just kind of like stabbing the enemy. So if you get kind of like shot enough, you'll pretty much get stunned out of it. I don't think that's good. I prefer something like the, you know, Iron Impact, Last Shooting. I don't think it's a horrible EX skill because it does a lot of damage. And the thing is, it's doing individual damage. So pairing this up with something of a trait that says like, you know, EX damage boosted by 50. That's going to make every single individual one of those attacks get boosted by that set amount, which is going to be way better than doing something like with Iron Impact, and you're only doing 4 total hits and getting, you know, whatever that total of that individual value is. So something like this is definitely going to benefit from those type of EX, you know, damage boosters. So I think it's okay, but you're really going to have to do a lot of tweaking of your mobile suit to get this where it needs to be. Hey, we're looking at the backpack. I'm going to be frank. I absolutely love the Force Impulses backpack. I think it looks way better than the Ale Strike. I've always just really liked it. It looked a little more stylized. The Master Grade is fantastic as well. I don't actually have the Master Grade in my collection, but I did. Like, my friend had it. I kind of like messed with it. I was like, oh man, I was like, the best part about this is the backpack. But I do have a Force Impulse type of build. You know, I have like a Master Grade of it in my collection, but it's not the actual Force Impulse. It's the I think the Impulse, like the Destiny Impulse, I think. So anyways, looking at the stats are pretty good when it comes to defense. You're gonna have an EX skill called Excalibur. So category physical melee, D, A, first time 20 seconds. Woo! Charge 4 with the Excalibur you received. Squad recovers 48% of maximum armor, so it's kind of like Last Shooting. Raise beam resistance of your squad by 49%. So yeah, this is really good, and this is a lot like Last Shooting. I think this is actually really fantastic. So if you're wanting an ability, especially when co-op comes out, that's going to boost or heal all of your you know, your characters without having to sacrifice another part. So like sacrificing the body for the Alex, sacrificing the head for the Blitz, just to have a healing part, you can slap on the backpack and deal some massive damage and then heal your entire squad by half. Obviously this is level 10, but you know, you pretty much get my point. And looking at the high energy beam rifle, really good shot attack. You know, obviously the other stats are kind of meh. But taking a look at the parts trait with rifle category equipped, which it is, enemy shooting power reduced 30%. So that's pretty good. But it's kind of weird because I don't see this being a super defensive mobile suit. But I can see this weapon being good for something like a defensive mobile suit. Just to kind of like stack on all the resistances. So it's like not only can you have a bulky suit that just resists everything, but you can slap on these parts traits, which further reduces the amount of damage that you're going to receive from certain enemies. If your enemy is a melee type, then yeah, you might be screwed unless you pair this up with another trait that does, you know, reduce melee power. So I think it's a really good trait, to be honest, for defender types mostly, but not really for something that's going to focus a lot on long range shooting. And the last part on this banner is going to be the mobile shield. So you know, it's a pretty good shield. This one's going to have the shield throw EX ability. I don't really like that on the shield. I don't think that works that well. But hey, it kind of is what it is. But yeah, pretty much you throw your shield, and that's really about it. It's kind of weird this one wouldn't have any melee attack oriented with it because it is a melee category. So interesting, but yeah, I'm not really feeling it too much, to be honest. Now, we already talked about Mikazuki, but him and old girl Sima, whatever the hell her name is. Oh, come back here, girl. But yeah, she is going to be in this banner as well. It's kind of weird. Why are both of them defenders? Like, if you're going to release 2 different pilots, release 2 different AI types, like two different what should we call it, licenses. Don't release 2 exactly same licenses. Like, he should have been a fighter, she could have been defender, completely happy. Or maybe have her, you know, or just have a different AI pilot be a long shooter or supporter. I don't get this. I don't get the decision. But yeah, so she's going to have a lot more emphasis on shot attack, which is interesting, being a defender and all. But yeah, with speed attributes, self, debuff EX skill effect up 15%. So that's actually not too bad if you're really focusing around like a kind of more debuff oriented mobile suit, which I know some people have, and it has garnered a lot of great results. Me personally, I'm not going to do that, but I do see where that benefit can come into play when you're doing like these big raids coming in the future. And that's something we'll cover over, as well as going to be these co-op, because my lads, I am super goddamn hyped for these co-ops. To my knowledge, what I've seen in the videos, it looks like you can do a like your own individual room, so you can have like your own party, and you can, you know, kind of interact with different stickers and all that. Kind of like Duel Links almost, if y'all remember Duel Links. Not Duel Links, wow. Digimon Links. It's kind of like that in a way, where you can kind of like, you know, say, hey, do this. But overall, I think that this pilot right here is not cash money whatsoever. Pokemon Go stop. She's an easy pass. But they're both going to the AI. The AI capsule down here. So they're both going down to the standard AI pilot capsules. So if you want to pull for them later, I mean, you definitely can. But yeah, I don't know. Me personally, I would say pull for Mika right now while the rates are boosted, because to my knowledge, the rates should be boosted for him. Yeah, so he has a slight boost, which is 2%. So really, really good. I pulled mine on my first 10 times pull. But I cannot pull Lao. Like, that's the only one I really want, and he has a 0.3. And in the standard, he has a 0.6, and I pulled a couple on there, but no, didn't get them. Okay, now we have a new event, the Colossus, or just Colossus lurking in the debris. So, really good episode. If you haven't watched IBO, once again, I recommend you watching it. It's really good. But you're going to get the 2-time multiplier for having the Gusan or having the Hyakushiki. You can have a 5 times multiplier with the wings, 7 times multiplier with the Force Impulse. Basically, you get a bunch of prizes. We'll take a look at some of the things. I've actually cleared up most of it, but one thing I tell you, the Purple Awakening for the super hard mode, you're actually getting 2 this time, much like we did a couple of events ago. So getting 2 within the events and then 1 in the actual exchange, you're getting 3 altogether in this one event. So if you were at 0, hey, you're going to have enough to power up 1 part completely to gold. So that's going to be really good. But overall, nothing really too interesting. There's no special missions as of right now. I'm not seeing anything about special missions coming up in the future. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that. So yeah, may have to wait and see. Oh, actually, no, I spoke too soon. So we're going to be taking on the EX Special 1 and Special 2 Colossus Lurking in the Debris missions. Missions also have special conditions. So I think it's going to be T, right? Yeah, so it's like you cannot use you can't use Relief Gunpla. And yeah, it doesn't say, hold on. Only power attribute Gunpla such as Gundam Gusion. Okay, so Gunpla. So power. So power can only sorting. Okay, so that's pretty easy. We're gonna be getting some good awakenings, and that's kind of like all I really care about. So looks like we're getting 4 awakenings in this event. That's fantastic, to be honest. That makes me super goddamn happy. Any opportunity I can get more awakenings, it means my Barbatos can be further complete. So that's pretty much it, man. Not really too much, but let's take a look at the exchange. Okay, and here's the exchange. I'm not going to click on all the Gusion parts because I am going to be doing an analysis video on him very soon. But you do get basically a new color scheme. You get some skip tickets. Everything else is pretty much the same. I already got the awakenings, the AI, and the normal. You get basically other little awakening circuits. And then you get some of these beautiful emblems. You get the Tekkaden, and you also get the Galahorn right down there. So really cool that you get in both factions. I just thought that was really interesting. So I already bought out all the Tekkaden. I'll get the Galahorn a little bit later in the event. I kind of went a little bit hard. I used 2 of my 100% energy recharges because I really wanted to hurry up and get a lot of things done today, so that way I can get a high ranking in arenas. And right now I'm like 136 in arenas. I'm really trying to be in the top 100. That's my goal. If I can be in the top 100, then I've made it. And then I just got to aim for like top 50 and then keep going further and further. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, what can I say about this event? I think this event is really good. It's a lot better than the last one. We'll see how the Gusion is. I've already taken a little sneak peek. I'm not really too impressed, to be honest. But, hey, That just means I could probably skip on buying them in multiples because I don't need more platinum coins, to be honest. So this is a really good opportunity probably for me to chill out a little bit and hunt a little bit more for the code fee parts, because I really need those. I really want to do an analysis video on them. But yeah, other than that, guys, I think the banner is actually worth pulling if you want individual parts that's going to help out your mobile suit. Otherwise, I'm not pulling on it outside of what I did for the 2 times. But that's it for me, man. I don't really have much else going on. Stay tuned for a lot of future updates with this game. We got co-op coming in around the corner. That's gonna be amazing. Co-op. I really cannot wait for that. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. What do you have for me? What do you think about this game? What do you think about this event? What do you think about the banner? Let me know in the comment section below. If you have any kind of questions or you have any kind of requests, let me know down there as well. But that's it for me. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye bye.